Satnam, everybody. Aloha. Welcome to the live stream. And let me know if you can hear me clearly. That would be great. And I just want to double check that I'm on and ready to go. So as soon as you heard that, just write something down. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let me know if my sound is clear and you can hear me okay. And then I'll start. Okay. Okay, it looks good. Okay, so how is everybody doing? We just had that crazy full moon yesterday, and I just posted a meme on my the community page about an energy hangover. Some people can be feeling an energy hangover from yesterday. And remember that it continues on this this energy, right? 3 days prior and 3 days after. And so it's just moving us along to 2027 in this mutation. Okay, let me get my comments up here. Okay, great. Okay, I can see people. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is we're going to be talking about, I was going to do the new moon, like a new moon video, and it just felt too soon because we're in this full moon energy. So I just wanted to talk about next week, what's happening for us next week. And it's the channel of mutation is being activated. So this is this 360. And this actually starts tonight. In my neck of the woods, it's around 8 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. So in the evening and on the Pacific Coast, that this will be activated because you can see the 3 is in the Earth position. And it's hooking up with the 60, which of course is in Pluto. So that's going to be all week long, and that's until October 24th. And then we have around October 21st, Mercury is moving into the first gate. And that's October 21st, right in the middle of this, till the 25th, right there. And this hooks up the 1-8, the channel of inspiration, the channel of the creative role model that I talked about in my last video. So a lot of energy around being your authentic self. So this is what I wanted to talk about, this 360. Because basically, you know, you have your natal chart, but we have this transit chart. This is a global transit. And whenever you see definition, it's a big deal because we're all going to be generators for a week, even if you're a non-energy type, because that sacral is defined and then the root is defined and joining these two up. So this is a real opportunity for us. So I just wanted to talk about Pluto because there's all this excitement about Pluto, right? November 18th, Pluto moves into the sign of Aquarius. And in the human design world, yes, that's definitely good news. It's going to be there for the next 20 years, finally out of Capricorn. But it's staying in the 60th gate. So that's why this channel of mutation, I mean, it's been activated many times because Pluto's been in the 60 for quite a while, right? So if we go back up here, this is the Pluto transit. I'm covering up the transit part, right? So from May 24th, 2024 of this year till January, this has been in the 60th gate. Now we had a little sneak peek of it moving into the 41, but then it quickly moved back to the 60. And then January 30th, 2025, this is like around the new year, the human design new year, is when the sun moves into the 41st hexagram that you can see right there. That's the start codon for the whole human experience. So it takes Pluto quite a while, 185 years, something like that, is it? Not good with it. Yeah, over 185 years to orbit, all the way around. Don't quote me on that, because I often get mixed up on these live streams with left brain stuff. So the 41st, so when it's Pluto, so it takes a whole year for the sun to move around all of these gates, but then it takes Pluto many, many years to come and return back to this 41st gate. And so that's a big deal when Pluto comes into the 41st gate. So it's going to be there from January 30th till August 19th of next year. It's in the 41st start codon. And then it slips back into the 60th from August till December of next year. And then it fully moves into the 41st on December 6th until 2027. So we'll really feel the energy shift there. So we've got lots of opportunity for this because Pluto is activating the 60th. We've got a lot of opportunity to experience this channel of mutation. So the channel of mutation, and so if you have this natally, you'll completely resonate with what I'm talking about. So you want to check your chart. You can always get your free chart your free chart in the information box. I always have a link. Okay, so this is format energy, it's called. So format energy, this is the root chakra. I'll take us back to the beginning here, right? There's the root chakra. This is the sacral, right? So here's a close-up of the two. So this is called format energy, right? So it can either be the 360 or the 4253 or the 952. So when you have this, if you have this natally, it kind of takes over the whole chart, right? This 360. It initiates great change. So it's format energy. So it depends on the format energy. If you have the 952, then it's going to be all about focus, right? What do I focus on? Or what cycles do I go through? Because the 4253 is it's about going through a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the 360 is a different animal altogether, right? Because it's individual. It's individual. So it carries the energy of mutation, which creates revolutionary change out into the world, and it brings new forms into the world. So with this one, there's an on-off pulse where the energy is available one moment and it's gone the next. And when it's gone, you'll feel melancholy or depression, right? And so we humans, we're not so good with the down, right? When we're down, we want to run out, and we're conditioned to do this, run out to the doctor and get, some pills to get rid of this feeling. But this is completely natural for humans to go through periods of depression because it's like a gestation period, right? It's very, very creative. So we have no control when this change happens. It's unexpected, it's spontaneous with this 360. And so there's an on-off pulse that happens, but the mutation happens in the space between the on-off pulse. So it's in between the spaces. That's where the mutation happens. So I always think of, visualize a raindrop, right? A raindrop's falling down from the cloud and it's cold. And there comes a point where that raindrop is going to completely transform into a snowflake, right? So it can go like a billion and one infinite directions actually to become a snowflake. So it's kind of this energy. When you're in the space in between, it's like you don't know what change is coming. So the 360 is really teaching us to surrender, right? That we have to surrender to this mutative energy because we're all going through a mutation. So mutation, oh good, this is working out. So I think I said this before on my YouTubes, right? We're going through a very profound mutation as a humanity for this 2027 solar plexus mutation. This is actually the number 2 stage. There's stages that go with the solar plexus mutation that we're going through, and this is the second stage, which is this, the 360 gets activated. So in terms of mutation, because we have three different kinds of consciousness on the planet. We've got collective, right? The collective. We've got tribal, and then we've got individual, right? So the tribal consciousness or the collective consciousness, they will never change on their own. On their own volition, they'll never change the collective. The tribal, they're resistant to change. They're very resistant to change, but they know that they need change in order to survive, right? The tribe knows that they need to change, although they're very resistant. The collective, they don't want to change at all. Everything's fine. But the change is really coming through the individual consciousness. So it's the individual that mutates the tribe, right? And then the tribe mutates the collective. That's how it works. So if you're a pure individual, like I'm a pure individual, I only have individual channels myself, that this is a very important role. So we're all going to be experiencing this individual consciousness next week, right? Well, starting tonight, the weekend, and then on until midweek, almost, yeah, a little past midweek, we're going to be experiencing this energy. So you could be feeling a little bit of depression, maybe a little bit of melancholy. Well, you want to embrace it. It means that you're going through a huge change, but you have no control over it. And we're going through, you're probably feeling this, right? Even with the full moon, like feeling this, the energy so intense, and you can feel it inside because the mutation is happening through us, right? Through each person. So to embrace this. What else did I want to talk about? Maybe you could put down, if you have this channel, like on the chat or in the comment section, if you're watching on the replay. Okay. So this is happening at the auric level, right? In terms of the mutation, it happens through your aura. So if you have this natally, all you have to do is be present. Remember, the individual consciousness is all about being in the now. The present now moment, that's individual consciousness. So as long as you're present, right, in each and every moment in your relationships and all your interactions, you have the potential to spread this mutation, which not only changes people, it changes your environment. The 360 is about complete change. Even inanimate objects will change, right, with this 360. Okay, so, and we can see that the Earth is in the 3, and then Pluto's in the 60. And if we break that down with the tarot, there's the 360 there. Well, the 60.4, that's Pluto. So that's the gate of limitation, if we were to break this down. So it's the gate of acceptance, but it's the shadow of limitation. So it's about accepting. It's called the gate of acceptance because it's about accepting your limitations. In this one, it's the 4th line. It's the keynote of resourcefulness. So this is about you're able to know, you have the know. As soon as you get to the, there's the 60.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. As soon as you get to the 4th line, you see that? Then you're able to see and you're able to know what this gate is about. It's like you have an awareness of it, of this gate. And that means that, okay, I'm able to go through this limitation, right? We've been in this quite a while, right? This activation with Pluto and the shadow of limitation. I'm able to sit in this limitation. That's what this keynote is saying, because I know that a mutation is coming, right? So I'm able to just like bear down and go through this process, right? So with the 60, this is about the old. It's the gate of the old. The 60 is the gate of the old. And then the 3 that the Earth is activating here is the new. This is the gate of the new, right? So what did we just go through? We had a full moon in the 32, which is about the fear of money. Am I going to have enough money? Am I going to have enough resources? And this fear is actually coming from your ancestors, your ancestral line, through your cellular memory, right? So going through this, it's like the old, and look at this, the Four of Pentacles. Let's look at these. So the Four of Pentacles is the third decan of Capricorn. Like I didn't pick these intuitively. So this is possessiveness. Like look at him, right? It's all about the coin. It's all about the money. I got the money covering my heart. I got the money in my crown, so I'm not getting any divine information or downloads. No inspiration here. Even my feet are on the coins, right? It's all about the coins. It's all about control and hoarding, stinginess, right? Materialism, savings, right? This, right? So Pluto's activating this. We can see this out in the world. People think this is going to save them because this fear of money is really a fear of survival that I talked about. You want to watch that last YouTube live I did. It's really about your survival. That's the real fear, but we've transferred it on money, on the pentacles, right there. So this is the old way that we have to let go of. You know, and our ancestors, this would be like, you got to have your resources. You got to have all that food to bear the winter and the elements. And, right, you need this and you need that. You need all these material things to survive, to keep the species alive, right? The 32, if we go back to the 32, it's no longer activated, but the full moon activated this. This is the spleen, right? That's all about our physical well-being, our survival here. Right? This is fear of failure. I won't survive. So you're dealing with ancestral fears here with this Four of Pentacles in the 60. And then if you break it down, the Four of Pentacles, this is Capricorn, which is the devil energy. And then it's the sun in Capricorn. And this is, right? If you break it down to the major arcana, so that this again is low vibe energy, the devil energy. This is fear, right? It's fear, it's addiction, it's excess, it's dependency, powerlessness. And you can see this out in the world, the people that have been ruled by this Four of Pentacles energy, right? It's not working for them anymore. They're not able to buy themselves out of court trials and bails and things like that. We're going to see more and more of this, right? So this is just more and more fear, and this is very rooted to the shadow of Capricorn is very materialistic, right? And it's all about control, trying to make, and this is definitely connected to control, trying to control through your material realm, trying to control those feelings of fear by focusing on money, 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 money. And then you've got the sun here, right? And these are all the root chakra, and I find that really interesting too. This is the root chakra, the devil energy in the Four of Pentacles. And look where the 60 is, right? It's in the root chakra there. And then you've got the sun energy, and the sun is the greatest antiseptic, right? The sun, because it's about exposure. So it's exposing this energy, right? To let go of. It's limiting. It's limiting you. It's limiting us as a humanity. It has to be mutated. This has to be mutated. Our fear, basically, of survival has to be mutated. And our over-obsession with the material world has to be transcended. Right? We're entering in the age of enlightenment, the age of Aquarius. This is about a spiritual awakening that we're having. So then you've got the sun, right? That's exposing all of this, right? Exposing this. Because this is like can turn into a mental illness. They've done studies where people became really, really wealthy, and something happens to the brain. There's something that happens with this obsession with wealth. Right? So this here is the solar, this rules the solar plexus, the sun, right here. Right? So that's part of the mutation too. And this is the happiest card in the tarot deck. It's optimism, it's vitality, it's joy, it's confidence. And all of this materialism is keeping that back from you. So this would be a good time during this week of mutation, is to really allow that sun energy to expose these places where you're limiting yourself because of fear, the fear of the material, right? This is all about root chakra, this root chakra. Okay, so then we go to the 3 on the other side, and this is the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles. So this is like poverty, scarcity. Scarcity, hardship, loss, isolation, feeling abandoned, right? Struggling on the material realm, difficulty, despair. But you can see them here, right? These two, she's looking down and he's like looking, I don't know where he's looking, up in the sky somewhere, but they're not looking here, right? And looking here is like, oh, there's light here. Right? There's help here. There's help for us, right? This would be like the church, like going into the church. Just to look at it as a symbol. So the new, right? This is the new energy. And if you break this down, again, this is the root chakra. This is the root chakra. And then if you break that down, it's Mercury. And that's the magus, the magician. And the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So it's Mercury and Taurus. This is what the 3. The 3 is in the sign of Taurus. And then the first decan is Mercury. So what is this showing you is that you have to commit, because Hierophant is about commitment, but it's also about your beliefs. Your beliefs. So if you believe in scarcity, you know, and what we're doing is we're discovering as a humanity our power. Our power in our thoughts, our power in our words and our speech. So if we believe in scarcity, then that's exactly what we'll create in our reality, right? You as an individual, and then us as a humanity. So it's about commitment, and belief systems have to change, and to embrace this magician energy, which is like you have everything you need inside you. Right? You're the magician. You have access to this magician energy. So this is resourcefulness, it's skill, it's ability. This is cross of the sleeping phoenix energy. Self-reliance. I have everything I need inside me. I can manifest even if you're not a manifester. Like, I'm not talking about strategy in human design right now. But it's like I have everything, all the resources are really inside me. They're not outside of me. That's what the 4 of Pentacles is. I have to go and get and hustle and hassle to get what I need, right? And then this 5 of Pentacles, I'm not getting what I can't get what I need. I can't get what I need. And meanwhile, they do. They have comfort, right? They have comfort here. But this is like saying, no, you have everything you need inside you because God has given you skills and talents and gifts, and you can see it all in your chart, right? So this is about believing in yourself, believing in yourself. So letting go of this old paradigm, right? Letting that sun illuminate where you're limiting yourself, and then embracing the new. That's the 3. So the 3 is always difficulty at the beginning. So it's not to give up. The Hierophant, commit, right? Difficulty in the beginning, especially when we're embracing new ways of being, right? Yeah. So that gives you a little bit more of a picture of this channel of mutation. Okay. Let me just check here. I just want to check some comments. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to alert people that to not get freaked out if they start to feel depressed. It just means there's a mutation happening within you. You must know this. Like, sometimes I go to sleep and I'm more tired when I get up than when I went to sleep. And it's because there's so much happening in the body, the physical body. This is the mutation. It's a real thing. It's a visceral physical thing. Okay. Yeah, melancholy. Okay. Right. Well, it's going to hook up. It doesn't matter if you have this natally, right? We're all going to feel this global transit. Okay. Oh, Liam Payne, you checked him out, eh? He's emotional projector. Yeah, he was only 31. Did he die of alcohol poisoning then? Yeah. Yeah, please like my video if you haven't already. It helps people find me. Okay. And also keep in mind that I did the Frida and Diego relationship reading, part 1. And I'm going to upload the second one, part 2. It's almost done and I just have to process it, but it will be available around this time tomorrow. And then I'm going to, because so many people requested I'm going to do these two, J-Lo and Ben Affleck reading too. And it's interesting because she's a 6'2". She's a 6'2" profile. So I find the sixes, and she's off the roof, right? I think she's like 52 or 53, something like that. So she's down off the roof. So that should be an interesting pairing. Okay. So let's go we'll do some cards for the human design types. And we'll start off with the twin flames. Okay, and let's do here. Okay, the twin flames. So you notice that I'm taking out the twin flame reading and making a separate video for it so that I can leave some breadcrumbs for the twin flames. And it's pretty amazing they're finding me, people that are on the twin flame journey, because the great thing about the twin flame journey, and there's many gifts, even though it's difficult at the beginning, is it forces people on their spiritual journey. And that's how you know that it's a twin flame and not a karmic, is that you're growing and evolving spiritually, right? You're seeking information. You need information. So eventually they will find me, and they'll find human design, and they'll find Kundalini Yoga. Yeah. To point them in the right direction. Okay, so this is for the twin flames, and remember that I've done, just a reminder again, I've done the Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera relationship reading, and then I'm doing Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, and that will be next week, but the part 2 for Frida and Diego is up tomorrow, October 19th. Okay, so the twin flames. This is for the week of mutation, where the 3 and the 60 are activated. This is the channel of mutation and human design. Okay, if you can see this right here. Right there, the 360. So this means great change, that we have this potential, this opportunity to go through mutation as a humanity next week. So this means individually you going through your own process of change. And that's the whole thing about the twin flame journey, is that you go through a spiritual awakening. You go through a deep spiritual awakening. And if you resist this, then life is going to become a struggle. So the best way to work with this energy, because you've been activated, if you met your twin flame in the 3D, you've been activated. And it's put you on this journey. And your soul, this is a soul contract. Your soul has agreed to this. Even if you don't remember signing the papers, your soul agreed to it. Okay, so this is like fast tracking. Fast forward your spiritual journey. So you want to embrace this healing, this deep healing, all those childhood wounds that are coming up. Just a reminder, my online retreat, November 1st to the 3rd. This is the work you do on the twin flame journeys. You heal these inner child deep wounds that only your twin flame can show you, right? Because they're such a powerful mirror for each other. Okay, so we know that one side is the chaser, and I'm just using these terms because people are familiar with them. And then there's the runner. So this is the soul that has gone, that one expresses the chasing energy and one expresses the running energy. I'm running, but both are in their egos, right? So if the chaser is like, I've got to get the runner, I've got to fix the runner, I need to stalk the runner, I need to hound the runner with 1,000,001 messages and texts and things, that's the ego. The ego refusing to look inside, to go inside. And then the runner, I got to get away from that crazy chaser. They're a lunatic. They won't leave me alone. They're crazy. They're running with their ego too, right? So it's just like different expressions. But it's all about this ego death that has to take place. And this is the not self in the human design world. The not self has to go. Okay, so this is the dark night of the soul. And just a reminder to people, right, Neptune is still in the 36, right? 6th line, right? So it's about to go into Aries in another year and a year and 6 months or 5 months, something like that. Neptune will go into Aries, conjunct Saturn, like holy, but that's a year and a half away. Anyway, it's activating the 36, and this is the dark night of the soul. This is turbulence. It's turbulence. And Neptune's all about spiritual awakening. Okay? So I did cards for this mutative week for the twin flames. And so we'll start here with the chasers. The chasers. So you'll know if you're a chaser or a runner. You'll just intuitively know that. The chaser kind of has the heads up. They go first. In terms of the ego death, they're going first. Okay. So the ego card for, let me see, I got to see myself here. Okay, there we go. It's called Experts. That's the ego card. Okay, so what's the heads up for the chasers here is Experts. And this is all about looking outside of yourself for answers. Looking outside. So an expert could be tarot readers. An expert could be me. You're coming to me. You're looking for answers. You're looking to tell you if this is real or not. You're looking to have your intuition validated. Like from experts, so-called experts. Maybe you go get a professional reading done about this twin flame journey. I don't understand this. This is crazy. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. I'm in some kind of delusion. I need a pill. Like, give me a pill. I need to get out of this. Could be like a trusted friend or a colleague. And as soon as you look outside of yourself, what is the universe going to do? It's going to turn you back in on yourself, right? That's the point. You need to trust yourself. This is the ego. The ego wants you outside, always looking outside, giving your power away to other people, not trusting your intuition, So as soon as the universe catches you doing that, it will just push you back in on yourself. You'll get confusing information, right? So this is like a belief pattern because we're letting go of beliefs with this. This is the 360, the tarot read, the Hierophant here, down this five of Pentacles. This is a perfect example of this. This is like I have scarcity around my intuition. Yeah, you have scarcity around physical things, material things, but maybe you have scarcity around your spiritual gifts, right? Your spiritual knowledge. Here you are on the external and you're just getting by with paying your bills and getting by. But then spiritually, you're a billionaire, right? This is the balance that we're coming back into. And so this is about not trusting yourself, and you're listening to the ego that's telling you you don't know, right? You don't know anything. Don't trust that intuition. This is crazy. Nobody on the external is agreeing with what you said. And the thing with, if you're looking for something, if the ego is looking for something, it's going to find it. It will find it. If it doesn't believe in the twin flame journey, then it will find people that will dismiss the twin flame journey. That's how it works. You can find proof for everything, right? So to not listen to this, right? To not listen to your ego and to continually be going, this week of mutation is to continually going inside and listening to your own intuition. Because the twin flame journey doesn't make any sense, right? To the logical mind and to these so-called experts, it doesn't make sense. And if things don't make sense to the muggles, they're basically the muggles, then they pathologize it. They put it in the DSM-5 or whatever, and then they say, this is the medication these people should be on, right? This is the therapy they need. So you're going to get that. So it's most important on this journey is to continually be going inside for your answers. Yeah. And listening to your own voice, your own inner voice. And then what you don't see, this is the King of Swords upside down. So this is, to me, this represents possibly the so-called experts in your life are very cruel, not connected to their heart. The King of Swords in reverse is not connected to his heart. So it doesn't matter what gender, right? His or her heart. So this is oppressive, controlling, cold, dishonest. But I would take this even deeper. So maybe this is a person in your life, but I would look at your own mind. Your own mind. Because what happens in childhood, right, that I talk about here, is that the child will fragment, and there's like all these different personalities that get formed, right? So what we're doing when we heal and letting go of not self are all those kind of fragmented parts of ourselves, and healing is just like we're peeling the onion and coming back to our original self. But to me, this represents your mind, this cruel mind. And this could have been a caretaker. If you go back to your childhood, it could have been a caretaker. It could have been your mother or your father. Just cut off. They were cut off from their hearts. Just very cruel with their words and things like that. Well, this is going to come up on the twin flame journey. All these inner child wounds will come up on the twin flame journey. That's why it's so intense. And it's not a slow ride, right? That just bubbles up right away. So this cruelty, this cruel mind, right? The way that you talk to yourself, right? Become aware of that during this week of mutation, right? To look at this. Like the voice that we trust the most is our own. And if our voice is really, really cruel, that's like the worst voice. It could be somebody else saying those same words. It won't be as bad as your own self-talk. Right? So this is what this is saying here. And it's probably keeping you, this cruel mind, this cruel voice in your head, which is part of the ego, not self, is telling you to go listen to the experts, right? Look, they agree with me, this cruelty. And remember, the twin flame journey is all about the heart, coming into the heart chakra, the two of you. This is the spiritual awakening. And then what you embrace, and it's interesting, they're both kings, right? Is the King of Pentacles. Right there, the King of Pentacles. So King or Queen of Pentacles. Queen, if you prefer that. So this is about abundance, and it's really embracing your prosperity, but not from that Four of Pentacles energy, right? Because this is different. This is part of the 60th gate here is the Four of Pentacles. These weren't intuitively picked. They're part of the decan. This is the third decan of Capricorn, is the Four of Pentacles, right? It's all about him. The Four of Pentacles. He's stingy, clinging, hoarding, right? The King of Pentacles is like, yeah, there's me. I'm taking care of my needs, but I'm taking care of everybody else too. I'm thinking about everybody else. So say I have an idea that is coming to me, an inspiration is coming to me for this new age, this new cross of the sleeping phoenix coming in 2027. Well, it's not just about me and how I take care of my own material needs. It's like, no, how can this help other people, right? This abundance. So this is putting your focus not on cruelty and how bad you are and that negative self-talk, is to like just shift your energy into this King of Pentacles, which is doing like, right? Like prosperity comes to me effortlessly, doing those kinds of affirmations and changing your belief system. Because that's part of what this week of mutation is about, is changing your belief system around from scarcity consciousness to abundance Yeah. Okay, and getting grounded. So maybe you've been in the head a bit too much as a chaser, right? This is a sword energy. I've been too much in my head, overthinking things, right? It's time to get grounded. Trying to get grounded in the now, And mutation, right? Mutating these scarcity programs from your ancestors, right? So the full moon was in activated the 32nd gate, which is the fear of money. Okay. Well, let's keep going. I may have some more thoughts on the chasers here. So it's saying to get your material together. Right? It's all about balance. The material and the spiritual, it's all about balance. And we're off balance. As a humanity, we're way too much in the material. Okay. So let's look at the runner. And the runner I think the runner got this before. This is the fear card. Fear. The runner. So that was a major theme for the full moon yesterday. In my full moon video, I talked about that fear was a major motivation. Not just fear of money, but just plain old fear. Fear. So fear can be fear of the future, right? What's going to happen to me tomorrow? It could be fear that I'm not enough, right? I'm not enough. And as soon as because we're talking about belief systems, right? I fear that I'm not enough. That means you're going to attract scarcity because you attract what you are, right? What you are. The vibration you're holding. It's like, oh, I'm holding this vibration of fear, which means I'm limiting myself. I'm keeping myself small. There's not enough. And you're listening to the stories, right, that the ego is telling you about this fear. So remember that fear is a frequency. You don't want to be making your decisions from fear. This is the battle on the planet right now. This is how they can control the masses and the muggles and the NPCs through fear. There's fear porn everywhere. Turn on the news, mainstream news. Buy a newspaper if they're still around, right? There's fear. It's all about fear. And it's to keep you out of your power, keep humanity out of its power. So remember, with the runner, so of course this is going to have you focused on the material world, right? And that's what the ego will tell you. Well, if you have enough money in your bank account, then you'll be safe, right? You'll get rid of this fear. And this is a game, right? That's not going to get rid of frequency. You don't get rid of frequency by like doing something and trying to control it. That's that Four of Pentacles energy here, right? That's the Four of Pentacles energy. What you're here to do now is to transmute The runner has to transmute this fear. Right? So this would even go to a karmic. Why the runners stay with karmics? You hear this all the time. The runners with a karmic relationship mostly. It's because of this. Money. Well, my karmic connection is safe and secure and has a steady income, and I'm right. And the twin over there is like, I don't know, right? That's a big risk for me to go over there. I've got to get this in order first. I have to get this money in order, and this is all orchestrated. The whole twin flame journey is completely orchestrated by the divine. And the karmics are like they've been with you from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and are there to give you tests and lessons, right? So you never want to make your decisions from money. Well, this is the safe route. Whatever looks safe right now is the opposite, right? It's dangerous on the spiritual journey. And you have to remember that you're having a spiritual journey. You're not here to keep your body alive and pay bills and eat food and go on vacations and go to cocktail parties and things like that. You're here for a spiritual journey, right? You're here to grow and evolve. So this is a big thing that's stopping the runners, because what you don't see, what's stopping you, is the Four of Pentacles. There's the Four of Pentacles. This is another deck. Right? There's the Four of Pentacles again. And that goes with this, right? There it is, the 60. Goes with the 60th gate, the third decan of Capricorn. And it breaks down to the devil energy, which is Capricorn, and the sun in Capricorn, right? The devil energy. This is the toxic energy. This is karmic energy. This is karma. Karmic energy here, keeping you small, keeping you little, keeping you codependent with your karmic relationship, right? Keeping you bound together, chained. You've probably been chained for lifetimes after lifetime after lifetime. But the week of mutation is saying there's the sun that's going to shine that light and expose these dark areas that you can't see, right? And that you're holding on to and clinging to this. And the twin flame journey is about you growing. It's not about you being comfortable. It's about you growing and to the highest potential in this lifetime, right? To be your authentic self, like truly your authentic self. Your greatness, all your gifts come out, your spiritual gifts, all of that stuff. So you got that, the clinging, and then the Chariot in reverse, right? So this is, I'm not going anywhere, right? I'm not even getting in the car. The Chariot in reverse, it's like, I'm not moving. I'm not even getting in that car. I'm not going to get near that car. I'm clinging to what I have. I'm clinging to this money. I'm clinging to the material. I'm clinging to that karmic relationship. I'm clinging to the old. That's the 60. The 60 is the gate of the old, right? And the 3 is the new, right? So it's saying to let go. The Pluto's been working on this limitation. Pluto's like going deep to the truth. And so it's really about being honest with yourself, right? Oh, and that's a hard thing to look at. Like, why am I in this situation? Why am I in this job? Why I'm with this person, right? Why am I avoiding this journey, my soul's journey, right? So this is what's keeping you from moving forward. Chariot in reverse, right? You want to be flipping the chariot up, not letting this stop you, right? It's about trusting. So to me, it's about letting go of this fear of money, right? That you can't survive on your own, basically. Cross of the Sleeping Phoenix is we have to be whole unto ourselves. And the twin flame journey teaches you that. You're self-sovereign. You have to be whole unto yourself. You can't be in this devil energy. This is codependency. You know, the twin flame energy will not allow this to happen. And that's why separation happens. You hear this often when the twin flame comes back and then they fall into these codependent ancestral patterns and boom, they're separated again, right? So this week of mutation is a chance for you to release these old paradigms, right? and that you've inherited from your ancestors. I can't even say you're doing something wrong, right? It's like often, and I'll talk about this in the Frida Kahlo and Diego part 2, that we inherit. There's signatures in your chart that shows you, oh, I've inherited this from my aunt. This isn't even my karma from past lives. I've inherited from my ancestors, right? And then what don't you know, or what's your guidance? There's the world upside down. That's your guidance. And what's the guidance saying? You have unfinished business with your twin. It's not over. If it were the world card, it would be, okay, it's over. And that's the thing with the twin flame. It shows you that it's not the same old as other relationships where it's like, oh, that didn't work. I guess there's somebody else. The grass is greener over here. I'll cling to what I have over here. No, the soul is like, won't let you move on. You can't move on, right? You're kind of married in a sense spiritually, right? You can't escape from one another, the twin flame journey. So this is saying you've got unfinished business with your twin. Unfinished business with your twin. So what does that mean for you personally? It means that you have to do your work. You have to let go of your fear, right? That's what this twin flame journey is forcing you and pressuring you to do, is to do your inner work, And there's a big payoff from doing that, because you become more and more you, more and more in your power, right? More and more prosperous, living life without fear, living life with courage, right? A real trust in the divine. And that's your main relationship. It's not with the twin. Your main relationship is with the divine. That's your number one relationship, is with the divine. And that's what the twin flame journey is showing both parties. So look at the overall energy here. The overall energy, the connection. That's what I forgot to do. So this is what's connecting the two. This is the 9 of Cups. So the question was, what's the energy of the twin flame connection? You've got your separate, right, the runner and the chaser, but what's the energy of this twin flame connection? And it's the 9 of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment. It's wish fulfillment, the 9 of Cups. It comes after the 8 of Cups, when you leave what makes you emotionally unfulfilled. This is not emotionally fulfilling it for me. The money's not enough in this relationship. The security and the safety's not enough. I need more, right? So the 8 of Cups moves to the 9 of Cups. And this is wish fulfillment. It's wishes coming true. It's satisfaction, contentment, success, pleasure, right? So happiness. This is love. Love, 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 the 9 of Cups. It's emotional, because we don't have any cups here, eh? We've got pentacles and, pentacles and major arcana and swords, okay? So the overall energy is the moon right here. So that's illusions and fears. So both the runner and chaser are releasing fears. And then right underneath it, it's the 2 of Cups. So there's the connection. It's saying the connection is still there. The trust that this will never die. This will never die. Will never go away. Even if it doesn't look like that in the 3D realm, this will always be true. You're always connected, right? And then what's covering the awareness of that is the moon. And that's illusions and fears. So both have fears, right? The chaser is fearing that they don't have all the answers, that they're in some kind of delusion. This isn't true. I've got no proof on the 3D realm. And then the runner is fearing money and material, right? Moving on their own, what that would look like. Okay. So that's what I have for the twin flames. And remember that look for the Diego Frida. It's on my channel, part 1. Part 2 is coming out tomorrow. And then I'm doing Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck the next week, the following week. Okay? Okay. So that's what we've got for the twin flames. And let's see if there's any... Okay. Enoch says, I noticed that my runner spouse, but today he seems to have integrated the moon. And the thing is, as you move forward in your journey, like especially the chasers, the runner is the mirror. The mirror has to shift, so they'll shift too. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the generators. Okay. So just want to get my cards in order here. So generators, we're talking about the mutation next week because Pluto is in the 60th gate. It's been there for a while, but the Earth is activating the 3. So that's from October 18th to the 24th. So this is the channel of mutation. So there's an opportunity here to go through a mutation because you can see this is global. This is a global transit. So this means about the 60 is the gate of the old and 3 is the gate of the new. So it's about letting go because it's accepting your limitations, right? So it's accepting where you're limited in your life right now so that you can go through a profound mutation, right? So the 60, and you have no control over this when this happens. So if you're feeling depressed or melancholy, that means there's something happening in your body, and the 360's at work, right? So let me do some cards for the generators. And so if you have this natally, you know this will completely dictate your, because it's a format channel, will dictate your sacral response because it's going to be in the now moment. So it's really about letting go of these old paradigms. And remember the full moon we just had was the fear of money, ancestral fear of money. Okay. So we'll do some ego cards first. I'm just going to do one. For the generators, generating. We're all going to be generators from the 18th to the 24th. I'm excited about that, being a non-energy type. Use that energy. You're going to use that energy well. Okay, so what do we have for our generator friends? What's the ego that may affect the generators this week? Please. Oh. And then let's do the guidance. And let me know, generators, if you have this channel natally in the chat. Okay. What do we have for the generators? What do we have for the generators? Okay. So you've got the end it, and then the Knight of Pentacles there. Okay. So this could have to do with your work, generators, because the Knight of Pentacles is like the hardest working knight. He's slow, but he's hard and steady. So it could be your work. And it's the Pentacles, right? So the 360 breaks down into the Four of Pentacles. This is the third decan of Capricorn, and that's where Pluto is, right, in the 60.4. And then it joins up with the 3 to make the channel of mutation, and that's the Five of Pentacles. So there's a lot of energy around the Pentacles right now. There's a lot of energy on the material, because Uranus has been in the 8th for a while, but it's been in Taurus. It's gonna be going into Gemini next year. So it's been in Taurus, and Uranus doesn't like Taurus, right? Taurus doesn't like Uranus because it's unstable. Taurus likes stability, right? That Knight of Pentacles. Steady, because it rules Taurus and Virgo. And this is the root chakra, right? This is the root chakra. Okay, so our root chakra is getting shaken up right now. All the weather changes that we're seeing out in the planet, and money, we don't know what's happening with the money system, and right, and money, the cost of things has gone way up. It's like really shaking this root chakra. So you have to remember that there's a divine plan underneath all of this. We're going through a spiritual awakening, all of us. So one of the things that we're doing with this channel of mutation is we're letting go of the old, like the 60. That's the old. That's the gate of the old. We're letting go of the old way of survival, which was most of our energy went towards this. Like I said, with the 2027 solar plexus mutation that's happening, the theme in 2027 is going to be a 6-line theme. We're moving from a 1st-line theme that we've been in since 1961, and we're moving into the 6-line theme, right? For the next 80 years, 80, 90 years or so, right? We're in this 6-line theme. So the way that we, the first line's all about, I have to find security. I got to get that secure job. I got to get the retirement plan. I got to get that steady partner that I can really rely on and lean on, and everything's stable, right? And the external world, and all that's shifting and changing because we're moving into the 6-line theme. So this root chakra, this old content from our ancestors, is getting shaken up. And this is a good thing, right? This is a good thing. So what can come up for generators, because work is really important for the generators and the MGs, like doing work that you really love to do, right? Using that sacral energy really well, right? You've got this powerful sacral energy, and this is connecting. It's connecting here. So there can be periods of depression. If you don't have this natally, or if you don't have any individual channels, then you can be experiencing melancholy or depression, especially from the 18th to the 24th, generators. So this can come up, an attempt to take control of your suffering, because it will bring up suffering, depression. This is limitation. I feel frustrated. I'm a generator, right? Things aren't working like they used to. I used to just like push through this, and it's nothing's working anymore. I'm limited. That's Pluto in the shadow of limitation. I want to end this experience, right? I want to end this experience. I want to get out of this relationship. I want to get out of this job. I want to do this. I'll do that. Now that's a different thing, because what you're doing there is you're listening to your mind. My mind does not like being limited, because I have this expectation that was part of the full moon energy yesterday, expectation and failure, the 42. I have expectations of what my life should look like, and it's not looking like that way. So I'm a generator. I'm just going to get out of this because I have like all this energy afforded to me as a generator type. But I'm listening to my mind. Right? I'm listening to my mind. I'm not listening to my sacral. When my sacral is in charge with a yes or no, if I end something or not. And you'll feel it. It's just like energetically, there's This is the 3242 again. We're still in this energy, right? Until it's like 3 days after the full moon, it's still activated. That you'll feel it when it's ended, but it will be energetically. It's not dictated by your mind. It's like energetically, it's ending, this is ending. But if you try to prematurely jump out of it, it's not going to work, right? It won't work at all. So this is the ego that wants you to like prematurely end things. And you're in an experience. We're all in this experience. In October 18th to the 24th, something has to be mutated in your life. Something's going to go through a mutation in your life. But it's not according to your mind, right? The channel of mutation it works on its own timing. It's an on-off pulse, this mutation, and it happens in between the pulse. The pulses, the spaces in between, that's when the mutation happens, right? So it's part of the dark night of the soul, this card here, that we all have to face this extreme limitation. But who's suffering is the ego. The ego, not self, is the only one that's suffering. The soul is free. The soul is always free. Your soul is free right now. It's the ego that feels limited because its projections aren't being fulfilled, right? My ego has this projection of where I should be, who I should be, what I should be doing, and they're not being fulfilled. And that's what's causing suffering to the ego. So it can be like a wild animal, right? In the cage. Let me out. I don't like this. I don't like this. But what it's doing is like the universe, the dark night of the soul's got your ego pinned down on the ground. Like it's time for you to give up. It's time for you and to let go. And this is the not self. So that the true you can really emerge, right? So this is saying to stop I see this as kind of a negative in a sense. Well, let's look at it as a negative. And then a positive is like, in terms of your spiritual journey, the Knight of Pentacles is just showing up. I'm showing up. I'm doing my meditation practice. I'm doing my sadhana practice. I'm not going to let this take me down. This limitation, just going to keep show up. But then the other way to look at it is workaholism. So that would be the negative thing. Like I'm just going to become a workaholic. I'm going to like get so stubborn. I'm going to be so in my mind and my willpower, and I'm going to make these things happen. And the 360 is not going to let you do that, right? Yeah. So this is about, I would go flip up. I wouldn't go flip down. I would flip up with the Knight of Pentacles and just keep going. We're going through huge tests right now, and your ego is being diluted. Something's being mutated, right? And remember the generators and the MGs, out of all the types, they're the most conditioned. They have the craziest mind out of all the types because they're so in their conditioning. They don't know what's mind. They don't know what's their intuition. They don't know what's Maya. They don't know what's them, authentic to them. So it's just like to keep showing up, right? So I would really suggest a meditation practice, and I have free meditations on my my website. Okay, so that's what I got for the generators. Yeah. Yeah, time to level up. This is what this time is about. It's time for everybody to level up. Go to the next version, right? 3.0, 4.0. Okay, let's go for the MGs. So manifesting generators, if you've just hopped on here, we're talking about the channel of mutation. It's the week of mutation, October 18th to the 24th, because this is going to be activated. You can see that the Earth is in the 31, and then Pluto, of course, has been in the 60. It's going to be there for a while yet, right? So this is a potential, and maybe you have this natally. If you do, then you completely understand this. This is a format channel, so it's going to color everything else. And this is global cycle, so we're all having our root chakra and sacral defined, whether you're an energy type or not. You're going to have your ajna in your throat defined, right? So the 360 can come with depression. So if you're feeling depressed this week or melancholic, don't run out to the doctor and get yourself a bunch of pills or try to control it, this energy. It means that there's something really mutative that's happening inside you. Something's being mutated in your life, right? And it's about letting go of the old. The 60th gate is the gate of the old, and embracing the new, which is the third gate. Something's being mutated for humanity. So let's do some cards here. Okay. What do we got for the MGs? Just because it's in the earth position too, it's going to be very grounding, the 3. And you can see here it correlates to the 3rd decan. Do you see that? The 60.4, the 3rd decan of Capricorn, which is the 4 of Pentacles. So the old energy is completely focused on the material, right? He's got the coin on his head, can't hear divine guidance. He's got the coin covering his heart, won't let his heart open. And then his feet are totally on the pentacles. Everything's about the pentacles. And then that breaks down to Capricorn, which is the devil energy, with the sun in Capricorn. So shining a light on those dark areas that are limiting you, keeping you from growing and evolving. Okay, so let's see, what's the ego for the MGs? Okay. See what the guidance is for the MGs. Let's see what the guidance is for the MGs. What do we got for the MG? Okay. The MG got the go along to get along. Go along and get along. Come and join our group ego. Come join our group ego. Okay. So this is telling you I am safe. The ego is like, you are safe in a group. In a group. And most people, if you have an open head center, you're picking up on the thoughts of other people, right? Most people don't even think that those thoughts in their head are not really coming from them. Those thoughts in their head are coming from out here. It's fun to talk to people and they completely parrot something that they saw on the news. And you can tell, right? Because it's like the same phrase. That's what they do. Have you noticed that? They repeat the same message, mainstream news, over and over and over again. And then you actually listen to a person, they're saying the same thing. They're just parroting something that they heard, but they think it's their thoughts. But it's been programmed inside. It's programmed. That's what happens when you're in a group and you're not conscious and you don't know who you are. You don't know what your frequency is. You just take it all in and you think it's yours, right? And then the ego, if somebody calls you out on it, like, why do you think that? That ego comes out swinging. What are you talking about? I think for myself, blah, 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 blah. Defending you from the truth, right? So this is dangerous right now because we've got individual consciousness versus the Borg, right? And that's complete conformity. Right? That's where this agenda is going. That's the program. That's the total program. And you want to be your authentic self. That's the point. The cross of the sleeping phoenix. You're Authenticity will keep you safe. Your authenticity will bring you prosperity. All those things. It's all about your authenticity. So this is the ego saying, well, everybody else is doing it, so it must be right. Everybody's walking over there. They're walking over this cliff. Oh, that person must know what they're doing. I'm just going to follow them. Right? So this is giving your power over to group ego, and this is tribal consciousness, because the tribal consciousness requires that. And this can be happening in any groups of people. It could even be your groups of friends, your family, your little community, your religious community, whatever group you belong to. Tribal consciousness says we must all agree. We must all have the same belief systems. Maybe we have like surface arguments, but underneath it all, we all have to agree, right? So this manifesting generators is to watch this. You want to always be checking in. And this means to stay conscious. This is when you go unconscious. This is what it means to be asleep. This means what it means to be asleep and unconscious. I'm just going to go along to get along. It's too much work to think for myself. It's too much work to stay present. It's too much work to let things like filter through me, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm lazy. I'm spiritually lazy. You don't want to be doing that during this week of mutation. So the card here, the tarot card, is the Temperance card. The Temperance card. So this is angel energy. It's angel energy. It's connected to your solar plexus. And your solar plexus is a wonderful tool. I think I did a meme about this. Because it will show you when a boundary is being overstepped. You know, there's a reason why the divine's given us anger. Right? Where it's gone out of control is when we repress it. We repress our anger, or we let our ego take over and create stories about why we're angry. Our solar plexus, when we feel a little bit of anger in these groups of people, will show you that's a signal from your soul. Your boundary has just been overstepped. Right? It's like a warning light. Warning light, warning, 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 your boundary has been overstepped, right? And that's, I don't know why that's coming to me, but to me it's like connect, I know why, because this is solar plexus, the Temperance card. So this is about staying in your peace, right? So you can stay in your peace without agreeing with everybody. There's a novel idea. I don't have to agree with everybody in this group to keep my peace. That's what the ego tells you. Oh, don't rock the boat, right? That's not very nice that you're saying that and when everybody is saying this. It's like, no, your job is to speak the truth. Your job right now is to speak the truth, be the truth, and spread the truth, right? That's your authenticity. So this is saying to keep, and with this week of mutation, is to be aware of what takes you out of your inner peace. Your inner peace. Okay, well, my external is all peaceful, but how do I feel? I don't feel so good because I've been compromising myself. I've been compromising my truth. I've been letting people step all over me. I've been saying one thing when I really mean another. That gets you off balance. This is about you coming into balance, manifesting generators, right? So patience, calm, keeping your serenity, right? So this is a chance for you to mutate these old 60th gate, right? Things that limit you. When you say yes, when you mean no, when you're not in integrity, when the inside and the outside aren't matching. Right? You'll be able to see this. And it goes back to this, right? There's the devil energy. The sun is shining light on all of this. Right? The Four of Pentacles is I'm clinging on to my old ways. Because I'm safer, because the ego is saying you're safer in the group. No. No, that's your ancestors. Yeah, you were safer in a group back in the day, you know? We needed each other in that way for survival. We're transmuting this fear of survival now. Yeah. Okay. Anything else for the MGs for this mutation? I would just look at where you're not in balance, right? This week is like, where am I not in balance? And bring your focus and attention to that area. And then ask yourself, why do I get out of balance? And it's going to be about power. Why do I give my power over, right? Yeah, dig these dynamics out, because they go back to our ancestors. Okay. Okay, so let's go for the projectors. So projectors, we're talking about this week is a week of mutation, because the 3 and 60 are activated. The 60 is in the Pluto position, and the 3 is in the Earth position. So this is from tonight, October 18th, to the 24th. So this is a global cycle. You have your transit chart, you have your natal chart, but this is the transit chart. So the whole globe is going to be this activated, right? We're all going to feel this. So projectors, I want to say, well, look at this, eh? We don't have this natally. If you're a projector, you don't have this natally. Well, you're going to be a generator from October 18th to the 24th. So I got lots of ideas how I'm going to spend this energy. For the non-energy types, it's like we're given some free money. It's like getting free money for the week, right? And it's like, how are you going to spend this energy? And remembering that it's not forever. That activation will end, right? Okay. So you're not going to have the 360 natally, clearly. You may have the 60 or the 3, but not the 2 of them. Okay. There's some things that I've been meaning to do that take up a lot of physical energy, and that's kind of my plan. Now I'm going to use that energy. Okay. So what do we got for the projectors? What do we got for the projectors? Let me do the ego. Let me do the ego cards first here. Projectors. What's the ego for the projector that's up for this mutation, this mutative week? It needs to be mutated. What needs to be mutated? What needs to be mutated for our projector friends? Oh, yeah. Interesting. And what's the guidance? Okay. Okay. Oh, that jumped out. Okay. So for the projectors, what needs to be mutated, right? Because the 60 is the gate of the old and the 3 is the gate of the new, right? So be aware this week if you feel depressed or melancholic, that's just this channel working on you, that there's a mutation happening deep within you, and then it gets spread to others through your aura. Or maybe you get invited. Maybe you're mutating your environment and your aura is bringing in. Remember, you still have to use your strategy and authority, even though the transit is activating your sacral, you might attract invitations. So there's the card. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Be afraid. And then the Six of Cups there. So this is about fear. So you're transmuting fear. Fear. So it's interesting. I talked about this earlier on in the video, is that the full moon was activating the 32 yesterday. The 3242, and that's fear. Fear of failure, fear of not having enough money. But it also, the whole chart was, underneath the whole thing of the chart was fear also. It was motivated by fear. So we have fear again. You may want to look at the twin flame reading, because the runner had not this card, but fear, the same thing. So this is the ego pointing outward and looking at all the things to fear, all the things that could go wrong. Right? Maybe they haven't, maybe everything's fine, or there's one. This is how the mind works. The mind projects outward, but the mind also, it extends. How our mind works, it extends outward, and then it expands. It expands whatever it looks at. So maybe it's looking at something and blowing it way out of proportion. Maybe this is what needs to be mutated. Because projector is one of the things. This is the 3, right? Scarcity consciousness, the Hierophant. This is Mercury, how I got this. So this is the first decan of Taurus, the 5 of Pentacles. And that breaks down the Mercury, right? And Taurus. And that's the Magician and the Hierophant. And the Hierophant's all about beliefs, your beliefs. Right? So maybe your beliefs have to be transmuted during this week. Right? And maybe these beliefs, they're not even yours. You've inherited from your ancestors, and they all have to do with scarcity consciousness. So you'll know this. It's about observing your mind and what flavors of thoughts are you having? Are you are you in this be afraid energy? Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. This could go wrong, that could go wrong. Looking at the worst case scenario. Expecting the worst case scenario. Right? No trust. Absolutely no trust in the divine. And remember, we're all going through a spiritual awakening. And our spiritual awakening is we have to trust in the divine. It's the realization that we are divine. That we are divine. So it's putting our trust here, not in money, not putting our trust in money, putting our trust in the source of everything, including money, which is the divine. But there is the ego pointing. Be afraid. Keep yourself small. Keep that aura contracted. Don't attract invitations. Or the invitation is like, no, I'll never get invited. That could be a belief system. I can never fulfill my desires. Whatever that belief system is needs to be mutated. You need to let it go, because it's limiting you. It's limiting you. It's old. And the 6 of Cups is saying that it goes back to your childhood. This is conditioning, right? Conditioning in your childhood. You had a caretaker that passed on this belief. All it takes is your mother or your father to be like in fear and have this scarcity consciousness. The child is going to be like, well, my father's afraid of the world, so I have to be afraid too. So we've got to let all this conditioning go. This is not self, right? We have to let go of this not self so that we can really step into our power, especially as a projector, right? You're the new leader of this new age, or the projectors, or the guides, right? The guides. Okay, and so goes back to childhood with the 6 of Cups, Sun in Scorpio. But let's look at it as advice too, right? And this is, look, my online retreat. This is the work that we have to do right now. This is where all the conditioning takes place. Is those 0 to 7 years is our childhood. Just a second, you guys. I have to do... Okay. So we can look at it this way, right? Is to embrace your divine child. And this is embracing your innocence, right? Being a child. We're all children. Yeah, we're spiritual adults, but in relationship with our divinity, we're all children, right? Children of the divine. So this is like embracing your innocence again, like you were when you were a child, when you felt taken care of, like being supported, right? Trusting more in the divine, letting the divine do more of the heavy lifting, right? Like just trusting this innocence. And this is the surrender. That's what it means to surrender. Taking your authority off your mind, off the ego, off not self, and going deep, deep, deep into this innocence, right? And that's your heart, coming more and more into your heart, right? And oh, this is not interesting. And the three, right? Three is the shadow of chaos, but it's also the divine child. It's a divine child, the three. Okay, anything else for the projectors? Nope. Okay. That's what I have for the projectors. And let's go for the manifestor. So manifestors, we're talking about this mutation week, 3 and 60 are activated. So you want to watch the beginning of the video to learn more about the 360. And, okay, let's go at manifestas. That's the ego for the manifesta. And the manifestor. Okay. 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 Okay, so the manifestor type got the ego card is self-love is selfish. And suppression energy, and the 5 of Swords. So right away, this is about what needs to be mutated, what needs to change for the manifestors. 5 of Swords is self-sabotage. These are self-sabotaging thoughts that you have, right? The 5, right? The 5 of Swords, the self-sabotaging thoughts you have. And this gets you into arguments and disputes with other people, conflict with other people. And the cause of this is the ego telling you that self-love is selfish. So it's wrong to take care and love yourself, and don't take care of your own needs. And this puts you in a conflict, right? 5 of Swords is a conflict. So this is a self-sabotaging thought right here. This is like there's the inflation of the ego, which is I'm the greatest, I'm the best. And then there's the deflation, which I'm the worst. And that's this. It's wrong for me to even consider myself, right? So love is selfish. And then you've got suppression. So this is suppressing your energy, right? Your energy here. Your authenticity. So in terms of strategy, you're getting the divine download, right? And maybe you're letting the ego get in there, the not self, and interpret it for you. Well, I can't do that. If I put myself first, I can't put myself first. What about my family? What would my mother think? What would my father think? I have to live their life, right? All this stuff goes back to childhood, right? The childhood stuff. This is where the not self is born, those first 7 years, right? So we have to let go of this. Manifestors have to let go of these belief systems, because, right? The Five of Pentacles, that's the third gate and the 60th gate make the channel of mutation. This breaks down. Five of Pentacles, the first decan of Taurus, which is Mercury in Taurus. Taurus is the Hierophant. That's our beliefs. Our beliefs have to break down. So you got to let go of this belief that it's not okay for you to love yourself. It's not okay for you to consider your needs first before the needs of your family, friends, and community, right? Yeah. And it's going to stop you. It's suppressing your energy. It's going to stop you. So you're out of your power, right? You're not in your power. Okay. Okay. I got to keep moving on here. And then let's go for the reflector. And we're talking about that channel of mutation, and I love to hear the reflectors. If you're listening to the replay, put it in the comment that you're a reflector, or the chat. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that's the ego. Okay. And what's the guidance for the reflectors and the other types? Okay. Okay. So this is for the reflector. Okay, so that's the slippery fish, that's the ego, and the Ten of Wands. So this is saying what has to be mutated for the reflectors. This is the slippery fish mind. The slippery fish mind, where you can't, the mind is all over the place. It's like the best politician ever, right? Slippery. Now, it won't give you a straight answer. Can justify everything, can justify where you're doing something that's not correct for you. Maybe you've gone against your strategy as a reflector. And if you're another type 2 watching this, you've gone against your strategy. Well, that slippery fish mind's going to justify, well, this is why it's a good idea. Or, cheating, like not waiting for the full moon cycle. Or, oh, that was really an invitation if you're a projector. Or retelling, though, that was really a response, that was really a yes, right? And this is about deflection. And again, it's drop out of the mind. That's the not self. Go to your strategy, go to meditation, listen to your intuition, right? And then the Ten of Wands is it's a burden. Let go of the burden. That's what needs to be mutated right now. Let go of responsibility, putting all the responsibility on your mind and not on your divinity. It's funny, we have this with the inner teen online retreat. Was the Ten of Wands was a big theme for that. So it's like looking at, this is burnout. I'm burned out because of this. I've been listening to this slippery fish of a mind, and I haven't been listening to my soul. I haven't been listening to my intuition, and it's exhausting me, right? So this is about being still too, the 360, about being still and letting the mutation happen within you. So the Ten of Wands can come up a little bit because feeling depressed. That's one of the signatures of the 360, the channel of mutation, is this melancholy and depression, and that means the mutation is happening. Okay. So I got to fly a little bit early today, but I just want to remind people that the Frito and Diego part 2 of the reading is coming up tomorrow around the same time as now. I just have a few more things to do to it, and then I'll upload it. And then I'm doing J-Lo and Ben Affleck And also keep in mind my online retreat is November 1st to the 3rd. So you can really let go and decondition and let go of that not self. Okay? So have a great day, evening, and be chilling this weekend. This is like a little opportunity where we have a little bit of a respite to integrate and recalibrate the full moon energies. Okay. Sat Nam Aloha, everybody. Bye-bye.